it's good to look at this kind of differently. We talk about the fact that it's about God first, and then I kind of went backwards in my head about what the words really mean. And it's probably on purpose, but we don't get into it how we have songs that talk about we're going to be dwelling, and we're talking about abide. Abide means to actually be there for real. And you think about it in not in our society now, because we have this really touch and go society where we don't spend time together, and families don't spend time together. So Abide with me, when I was growing up in my church, was about, we sang that just before the Sabbath was ending or whatever. So we would sing this, at sunset or anything like that. So it's just it gets me in a kind of want human contact and everything, just to be with people.
Okay, so as a side note, I just wanted to let you know that Mahler also makes reference to this tune in his Ninth Symphony in the finale, and Charles Ives also has a setting of Abide with Me in his 13 songs, and here we have Hogan's setting. And so it's interesting to see how three completely different styles can find such value in this tune and in this text. So as you're singing, I'd like you to keep in mind the meaning that you found in it. So this time, let's put our ideas into practice. And we're only dealing for now with measures 1 through 16, just for time's sake, but as we move forward, keep that same feeling of emotion throughout. And again, if you can look up a little more.
Sorry, only one thing I noticed, you keep saying the evening time, but it's the evening time.
That's true. Yes. Thank you. Brandon, is there anything that you wanted to share? I didn't want to feel like I was ignoring you.
I would be very careful to not internalize your own parts of those around you. Just pay attention to what's going on around you.
The companies gets to really feel it all in early sometimes. How you'll take that breath and execute these ideas, your own ideas. So let's make some musical decisions. So I'll give you about 5 to 8-ish minutes. And I'll be walking around.
We talked about the text being probably the most important component of this work. So making sure that diction is really clear because it's it's obviously the poetry is really poignant. So
and going along with that, using our phrasing to stress certain texts and the meaning of it. So like the darkness deepens, Lord with me abide. You know, like it's a stronger statement than just abide with me by having the Lord. And so that was important. And then carrying momentum and through our phrases is a good line.
I'll see if anyone over here and then we'll
Well, we spoke about how that he's very specific of where he wants the ref marks and how it's in 4-bar phrases, and so stay true to what he has written in. Also, a lot of people keep missing, well, just the households of Christ keep missing the rest that on page 4. It's the boys that take first, then we come in after.
We also talked about dynamics, the use of them, and I thought it was really interesting how each of the big phrase ideas always it has a day crescendo, and I think that's pulling it back more inward.
So, well, we talked all about that, so we took all our answers, but when you have a note that is, that makes the word crunchy, in words, I use the word crunchy, which is to bring it out, especially with suspension too, because sometimes to dig into what is right. So.
Anything?
Well, just something I thought was interesting is I had been singing 2-bar phrases, and everyone pointed out to me that there are like rough bars at the end of 4 bars. Therefore, it's 4-bar phrases because I was looking text-wise. There's a comma in the text every 2 bars, but it's very different. So I was like, oh, look at that. So
That's
that
always
was
a really great point. Is you see a comma, you see red marks. What is more important? And
Yeah.
I also agree that the complete 4-part thought. Anyone else?
I think to be specific about that, we kind of know for a second. I think that there are 4-bar phrases. However, the poetry, the thought in the poetry is more 8 bars, or over 8 bars, because the fact that the same concept of it getting darker is still in the first 8 bars. That's the whole thing. So, fastball's an even time, the darkness deeper. There's a semicolon anyway, it's not a semicolon. So, I think having the breath there, and building the breath, but also the thought going over the first 8 bars instead of 4 and 4, make it more cohesive.
And how can we really feel this together musically? I know I was going around, we were talking about it, so I just want to share with the group.
Said briefly.
Absolutely, to really take those breaths together to execute the phrases. How about we 5 minutes left, so we'll try that. And thank you all for